Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that I was recording this. Sorry about that. In this section, I'm going to talk about the syllabus. So let's go back to our homepage for our course. And there are several ways you can access the syllabus. One of them is you can go through the homepage and there's a link here that says syllabus, as you can see. Or you can go to the global navigation bar and find the syllabus link and open it. And this is everything you want to know about the course. Now, you can also come to this link here and download an actual PDF copy of the syllabus, which includes also the course schedule, which I'll talk about in another section. Now, to help us out here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this in a document form because it's easier to navigate through it. This is the same information. This is kind of like what you would be able to download if you click that link for the PDF. And first part is just some introductions about myself, some things about the course. Remember that we are meeting in a hybrid mode, right? So that means that lab activities are in person. And I want you to later on look at this schedule of activities here so you can find out what are the activities we'll be performing at each session. Don't forget exams and, actually, sorry about that. Click that. Exams will be given during lab sessions. At this point, the quizzes are up in the air. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a triple thingy here because I am actually not sure that we are going to be doing those in a session. I think I'm going to let you guys do the quizzes online. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay, please make sure that you read this section here, what you need, particularly in terms of software. We need some graphing software. You need a way of converting files into PDF formats. There's some instructions here and some more tutorials. And of course, please read about the textbook, which is Chemistry, a Molecular Approach by Nivaldo Tro. This is the 5th edition. And if you are registered here, you were automatically registered into the first day or inclusive access program, which means that you've already been charged for the cost of the textbook access. I don't know, somewhere between $30 to $35, somewhere in there. And you can access it through our Canvas shell directly. And it is an ebook. Now, if you already have a hard copy, even if it's a 3rd or 4th edition of it, please use that and follow the instructions to opt out of the first day program. Okay, so remember that we don't have any lecture meetings, right? Because all of your lecture materials are recorded and they're going to be available for you online. Lab activities, on the other hand, those are going to be in person, okay? And you should be able to access from your registration information what days of the week, what time, and what classroom number you're going to be in, all right? So that should be important. Exams are going to be given during the lab sessions. All other assignments are going to be handled in Canvas in an online format. This is how you access some information about how to access the different materials and make sure that you understand that you are expected to be present for the labs. And also you're expected to turn in your assignments. Please be mindful of deadlines for the different kinds of assignments. So we have different kinds. We have lab reports, we have homework, we have quizzes, and we have discussions. Now, let me talk about it a little more. I'm gonna jump here and I'll come back. So we have tests, and that includes quizzes and exams. The quizzes are going to be online. And although you'll have, on the day of the quiz, you'll have all day long to take it. In other words, you can take it at any time during that day, but once you start it, you will have a time limit of 20 minutes. So make sure you study, prepare, and take them. Now, the quizzes essentially are for practice. I'm giving you points because I think it's worth your while to do it for points, but they're really not the main item on our menu. Exams are going to be in person. There's going to be 3 of them, and they're worth 70 points. We have lab reports. Now, it says here they're submitted in Canvas by file upload, and that's probably going to change between now and the beginning of the semester. I put that in there because at the time of doing this video, and this is again spring of 2022, there is still a concern about whether we'll be able to actually meet in person at all. So I'm keeping it in there just in case. But most likely, you will turn your lab reports on paper. But we'll see. We'll talk about that on the first day of classes. Homework is all done in Canvas by file uploads. Notice the instructions here, and be mindful that depending on which edition of the textbook you have, your actual question numbers, in other words, the problems at the end of the chapters might be a little different. So make sure that you are answering the questions assigned per the edition of your textbook. And we're going to have some opportunity for some discussions. Discussions are worth 5 points, and this is the way I allocate the weight percent of each category. If you're not familiar with this, what it means is that I don't simply add up all the points and then divide by the total. I actually add the points per category, and you multiply by the percent weight. And then what you do is you add those up to give you a score out of 100%. If you're not familiar with this methodology, don't worry, just ask me, all right? Okay, very important that you keep a record of your grades. You have a grade book on Canvas that you can follow. If you find any discrepancies, please let me know. In several sections of the Canvas page, I have this list of support services. LBCC is committed to your success. I want you guys to know that whatever need you have, even if you're facing things like food insecurity or housing insecurity, if you need counseling, if you have any special needs, any kinds of health emergencies, you know what? There's all kinds of resources here for you. So don't hesitate to ask. Don't be shy. Don't be embarrassed by any need that you might have, okay? We are not likely to be allocated supplemental instruction for this semester. This is a budget item. However, it is very likely that we're going to have what is called an embedded tutor. That means that in addition to the tutoring services that we have at the school, we will have a tutor designated specifically for the 2 sections of our Chem 1A course. Yay, it's awesome. All right. So a few rules here. Number 1, there are some interactions that will happen online. For example, discussions, interactions. I really want you to read this, or go to this website and read about what's called netiquette. In other words, how do you properly communicate in a respectful manner using good communication in an online environment? Let me tell you about language. Our society is very casual about vulgarity and profanity and offensive language. In Dr. Diaz's house, that doesn't go. I have very low tolerance for inappropriate language. So please, in your online interactions, in our conversations, in our in-person sessions, please refrain from using this kind of language, okay? I have very low tolerance for any kind of offensive language. Also, please make sure that you read this section here on academic integrity. This is very serious. If you are caught cheating in any kind of assignment, the consequences might be quite harsh. So just avoid it. I'm a person that has a very, I don't know what to call it, personal guideline about trust. And I've chosen to trust my students. I believe you're here, to pursue your academic goals, to, achieve success. And I trust that whatever happens, you are going to tell me the truth and you'll talk to me if you have any problems, okay? I don't want to be a law enforcement agent. So please don't let me be the bad guy. Just if you have any questions, any issues, just bring them up to me. I don't have any problems answering any kind of questions. And speaking of that, let's talk about some tips to succeed in the class. Please read through this. But one of the things that are important is, for example, don't fall behind. Do your assignments on time. Don't wait until the last day, the day before an exam, to study for it. It doesn't work very well in chemistry because our learning here is cumulative. Everything builds on the previous thing. So I would prefer to suggest that you set yourself up for a daily disciplined pace study, because I think your brain will capture the information better that way. Okay. Homework, of course, you have some homework assignments for points. However, the idea of homework is for you to practice. So don't limit yourself to what I'm assigning. Do other questions in your textbook. And most of all, please don't be shy. If you have any kind of question, any kind of concern, whatever it is, just talk to me, okay? Don't hesitate. Don't second guess yourself. Don't ever think that a question is dumb or that, oh, I don't think the professor would be willing to answer this question. Let me be the judge of that, okay? I'll tell you if you can ask me the question or not, if I can answer it for you. You can ask me, sorry, if I can answer the question. For example, during an exam, you're stuck, ask me. I might be able to help you. Actually, I will. I'll do it my way, but that's the way it works, okay? Hey, make sure that you are aware of some important dates here. For example, if you decide that this course is not for you or you can't handle the schedule, make sure you understand that you have until this date here to drop the class without a W or withdrawal registering on your transcript. If throughout the course of the semester things happen, please be aware that there is a last day to drop with a W. After that, we have to issue a letter grade. Now, let me tell you this. There are options, okay? So always be in touch with your counselor or the counseling office. If you have any special needs or any concerns or anything that happens in your life that gets in the way of your success, talk to them, talk to me. There are things that we can do to help you, okay? So that essentially is the syllabus, and I hope that helped. We are trying to help you. In the next section, I'm going to walk you through some of the different sections of the course. We call them modules, okay? So thanks for hanging with me. Keep going.